Welcome to tonight's live stream. I am your host, Jesus Vito at Dysfunctional of Dysfunctional.com, and we're back with Alan Wake 2. Hopefully, we get through some of it. I can't play for too long since I have an early morning and there's stuff I need to do before I can actually get some sleep. So let's get to it. Photosensitivity warning. Certain flashing images or light patterns may cause epileptic symptoms for a small percentage of the population. Even people with no prior history of epileptic seizures might be affected. If you experience any form of dizziness, twitching, or other kinds of unease during play, please stop immediately and consult your doctor. You remember we left off after I started the return addendum chapter with the FBC agents. I had just killed a couple of where's the door? Just killed a couple of these uh ATD progress review. Too much overlap between tone and style. Merge question mark. ATD lot 93, page 4, dark, 3, blah, 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 blah. Grade F, comprehensibility F, style F, tone D, content D. Dark screams the darkness, a dark reminder of the dark's inner darkness, blah, blah, blah. Grade comprehensibility D, style D, tone A, content A. ETD Lot 311, page 11. The rod snail beamed a wooden grain bent from the owl egg mail, forms in the glass eye and melts. Grade comprehensibility F, style F, tone F, content F. The dark woods rattled darkly, flashlights peered into the deep. Once again, grade comprehensibility B, style C, tone B, content C. Need more wake reference material critical. How to correct input wake ref material. Source human subject. Use staff as writers. Risk of data skew. Making progress again. Individual elements are strong, but ATD's lacking awareness and intention is a blocker. Style tone prioritized over comprehensibility. Negative progress. Refinement plus time equals progress. Structural improvements. Repetition issue was solved with sufficient rounds of refinements. Word choice good, but incomprehensible. There you go. Oh, something's here. On the other side, I believe. Maybe more. Yeah.
I had a thought today, a possible avenue for further research. When we think of art successfully affecting reality, we always think of Alan Wake and his writing. This could be due to recency bias or simply the amount of recorded evidence skewing our opinion. But also, I wonder if Writing's very nature is an advantage. Text can describe events in such explicit detail. The story gives the shadow a, how you say, blueprint, a map of what to make real. But not all art is like this. Music, sculpture, dance, cuisine. In our case, a painting. When the source material is open to interpretation, how will the shadow choose to interpret it? I think Diana will find the question very interesting. Most likely, she already has an answer. That's why I love her.
Characters seem to be different worlds at points. Search for more batteries. There you go. Ask and you shall receive. I've been told that I don't speak enough during these. I get too into the game. I try to let as much of the natural ambience of this game come out. I don't want to be annoying. And I will try to talk more, I guess. I would think that you're here to sorry about that. But yeah, I don't think you would want to get the experience of the game more than hearing me talk. I'm okay with talking during, what do you call it, Fortnite, because there's not much going on there. I would think this game is a lot more interesting than I am. Recorder, wall removal, and transport location sublevel 2 lane cell ordered by Marmont Jules, co-head of research. Damn, they like putting their titles at the end of everything. Work required, a section of the cell's southern wall needs to be removed for transport to sublevel 5 for analysis. Urgency high. Tools required. It is not my job to know which tools you use to cut concrete walls. It is your job. Damn arrogant much? Uh, Additional details important. The wall must be removed very carefully. The painting on the interior side of the wall must not be damaged.
I wonder what happened here.
Jules Marmont looked at the painting. He didn't understand it, saw only random whirls of color. Drugging Lane made him more compliant, but his work had turned abstract. Jules needed more art his team could parse, could test, trial and error. These abstract explosions of color complicated the data. His grip tightened around the letter opener in his hand. The piece of art he needed was hidden inside Lane. If Jules could simply cut the painter open and pull the painting out of him, he would. The overhead lights flickered. Jules would make Lane cooperate. No more drugs. Less carrot, more stick. Jules had to go faster. He wouldn't lose to Diana. Nothing else mattered.
So, in a sense, in order to get the results you want, you just beat the man. Uh, Date redacted, subject condition report regarding redacted background information. Rudolph Lane, subject P, has shown no decline in redacted over the past several months. Initially, this redacted presented as an increase in resistance, frequently declining requests to work. However, given time and pressure, subject would always relent. Subject's attitude towards art has also undergone a change. Recently, he is disinterested in his work, quickly becoming frustrated and sometimes even damaging or destroying the piece before it is completed. In the past few months, his work has become much more abstract, no longer showing true to life subjects or landscapes, but rather conceptual art that is much harder to define or categorize. Whether this sudden interest in abstraction was a form of rebellion, a consequence of growing redacted, or source of genuine artistic interest is unknown. Current situation: as of yesterday, subject refuses to touch his supplies. He claims he will no longer paint anymore and wishes to leave. The subject's refusal has effectively halted all research while the team can continue to run tests on the backlog of paintings. They estimate that there is little new information to gain. The subject must continue to paint if work is to proceed. However, the team is concerned that convincing the subject with force or coercion may only entrench him further in his position. Action to be taken. Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research and project lead, has suggested that a high dose of redacted be introduced to subject's food to cure his redacted. If the subject's attitude does not improve, the low dose of redacted will be introduced in order to improve his compliance. Creepy.
I can't paint anymore. I know you want me to paint, but I can't. I'm empty. Rudolph, now, you love to paint. And you are such a talent. This is just the classic artist slump. No, no, I hate it. It's just taking from me now. When can I leave? You said you'd let me leave. Ah, Rudolph, but you volunteered to come, remember? We are helping you, like Dr. Hartman did. Perhaps you need to see our doctor? I can arrange that. No. No, that's... I am feeling better. Much better. I will paint. Ah, this is wonderful to hear, Rudolph. I knew you would come back to your old self.
Yeah, that's brutal. Initial review. Booker's writing. The first piece of content produced by the subject is severely disappointing. It is not remotely similar and content to the wake pages we provided as reference? Why is it so focused on my marriage? Why is Jules the protagonist? Why is it set in an actual lakeside cabin? And what is happening at the end? What the hell is in the sky? Did anyone brief Booker about the concept he has to write about? The lake house? Question mark. The shadow? Question mark. We need him to make Wake's style exactly. To match Wake's style exactly. It's not going to work if he has no clue what he's writing. We need to get this sorted. We need progress now. And why isn't he taking this serious? Question mark. When I woke to him, he when I spoke to him, he thought I was an actor. I want him to understand how serious we are, whatever it takes. Page ID ARBEB001 assignment. Continue the story from page ID AW002. Match the tone, style, and content of AW002 as closely as possible. The crack was an emotional one, a line right through their marriage, their foundation, their lake house. These thoughts and more flooded Jules' mind as he stared out through the lakeside cottage's window. The sun was setting on a stormy day. Rain heavy clouds hung low, weighed down with the burden of purpose. Diana sat in her favorite deck chair, staring across the lake's rippling surface. He watched the breeze catch her acorn hair. As if sensing his gaze, she turned her head. Jules looked away, flustered, then annoyed with himself for letting her affect him this way. He grabbed a bottle of wine, poured himself a generous serving, and he kept pouring, his mind distracted by a thought. How did we get here? They had been at the lab running an experiment, then they were here. Why? Question mark. He remembered thinking that a break from the lab would give them space to reconnect, to mend the crack. But he couldn't remember ever leaving. Wine was flowing over the rim of his cup, though he didn't even notice. He put down the bottle, scanning the lake. A faint shimmer hung in the air on the far side of the lake, like light hitting glass, the sort of thing you only notice if you were looking for it. He felt like he had seen something like this before, but where? Jules! Vanna's cry snapped Jules back into the present. She was staring up at the sky in panic. A deep shadow crept across the deck. Jules ran to the door to his wife. I like the story. God dang it. Gotta find numbers, gotta find numbers, gotta find numbers.
Finally, someone who isn't a painting. Hey, hello. Who are you?
Sorry, got a flow going. Can we do this later?
No, we cannot. I'm Agent Kieran Estevez. I'm with the government, and I need your name.
I'm Ed Booker, the playwright. And I'm hitting my stride here, so can you guys stop with all that banging and screaming? It's throwing me off.
Where do you think you are right now?
In an immersive writing workshop.
Well, bad news, it's not a writing workshop. Good news, it's not a writing workshop.
Right. It's a government facility studying the power of creativity. That makes way more sense.
What are you even doing? What are you writing?
Well, after you all abducted me in the woods, I've been working on this manuscript you gave me because you need it for some experiment or something. I kind of forget the premise. But, you know, I've had this block lately, and filling in the gaps of this story has really loosened me up. Copying the style is a nice constraint, but I still have lots of room to play. It's a solid creative exercise.
Look around you. How is this a workshop?
You have to stay in character. I get that. I'm in the theater business too. And look, the sets, the costumes, all great in that, campy, 70s sci-fi kind of way. But you could dial down the role-playing like 15, 20%. Just some professional advice.
Sir, whether you are aware of it or not, there is a situation here. I need you to stay in your cell until I can resolve the matter, okay?
Uh-huh, got it. Hey, no one's been around with food for a while. I could go for some dinner when you have a second. Oh, and can I get my phone back? I want to call my wife. I don't know how Tammy found you guys, but she killed it. 5 stars all around.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Interesting.
Shadow monsters represent
Retrieval order, acquisition team is here.
sheer creativity tearing through the shadowy cloak of corporate cookie-cutter bullshit. Killer metaphor. This is good stuff. The style's a little clipped. I can work with that. Short, to the point, visceral metaphors, dark imagery. Government is spreading darkness, trying to control the uncontrollable. It speaks to climate change, oppression, the disenfranchisement of immigrant minority populations. Lots of heavy themes in a dark sci-fi wrapper. Love it.
Subject writing must feature darkness, water, Marmot, Jules, and Diana, the lake house conflict. Did anyone explain any of this to him? Reading report threshold activity recordings collected over the last 48 hours show a rising increase in activity stemming from the Cauldron Lake threshold, likely indicating an imminent AWE scenario. The highest recorded reading exceeded the safety limit, necessi- necessitating a general alert and requesting assistance from the assigned AWE response team. However, no alert or contact with external team has been made for the recent amendments to this procedure. As specified, the morning team will take no action until sign off from either Dr. Marmot or Dr. Marmot has been received. Considering the rate of escalation that recent data indicates, the monitoring team strongly recommends that the AWE response team be contacted immediately. Signed, Harris Cross, Lead Threshold Analyst. Take notice, as you may know, a valued member of our team was recently reassigned off of Project Arbitus. Carla Livingston's design and engineering expertise were a key part of the creation of the ATDs. Their contribution to the project cannot be overstated. The project team should rest assured that their reassignment was an error that should be corrected soon. Our project director, Dr. Diana Marmont, would like to remind all team members that any directives or assignments from Dr. Jules Marmont have no bearing on Arbitra's staff and should be ignored. Thank you for your attention. I knew there was a jump scare on the way. Background report regarding Rudolph Lane. In 2010, Lane was inadvertently involved in AWE 35 while residing at the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he lived under the care of Dr. Emil Hartman. See case number 74 WA004 for information regarding his crimes and arrest. Lane was seriously injured during the AWE. He received medical care in Seattle for 2 months, during which time he was questioned and cleared by FBC staff. After the Cauldron Lake Lodge was seized and closed by the FBC, Lane moved to Watery, Washington, where he currently resides. Recent surveillance confirms he has no known personal relationship or affiliation with paranatural groups. As requested, the observation team has confirmed that Lane continues to paint as of the date of this report. Strange that there's nothing here. Shall we try last one? 07.2, 25,
Right.
22, 07, 25.
Nope.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there you go. Right there next to the screen. We can have weekly gossip calls, promise. You really did that? Diana's gonna slit his throat if she finds out. Ha ha ha. Those who are such those two are such a hot mess. I got drinks with Perry last night and he told me Jules is withholding wake pages from Diana's team. He told her they went missing. Crazy SH. Paula mentioned you two were thinking about asking for a transfer. You'd really leave me here all alone? Jules just sent out a memo asking us to spy on his wife's project. Remember when we just made fun of his stupid project names and science factoids? Simpler times. Attention all staff. There is a significant amount of black rock missing from sublevel 5. I expect there is a misunderstanding and someone has taken it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message and will fix the problem. Black rock is a precious material. We only have so much of it now with the oldest house being closed. Hi Dave. Hello. Celebrate the arrival of fall. I have bought a variety of seasonal pies from the local diner you all seem to love so much. The members of Project Ramnas can come enjoy them in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmont's office to see if she bought pie. How petty. Also, despite the ridiculous uh, dramatic of last year, I have purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. Happy Fall, Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research. Sensitivity reminder. Hello. A gentle reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue and making light of them is not appropriate workplace behavior for anyone or of any seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk and should be avoided for everyone's safety. Thank you, Harry Kingston, Facility Administrator. Security reminder. Hello, please remember to lock your computers before leaving your station for any amount of time. Changing your password daily does not improve our facility security if you leave your computer open. Thank you, Brian Lopez, IT Specialist. There you go. Who's more petty, Jules or Diana? Thoughts?
My team was on sublevel 1. I knew they were in danger. The Marmonts turned innocent people into tools using the FBC's authority. They thought they were untouchable out here, hidden away in the woods? No. Actions have consequences. And I'm the consequences.
Sublevel 1.
Ah, you fucking bastard! Jules Marmont killed my team. He was taken by the Shadow. I'm sorry. I should get that gun while I'm up here.
Did say I should get that gun while I'm up here, right? What gun? Threshold linking experiment progress. Report Dr. Jules Marmont's. The work to create a stable link between our reality and that of the redacting continues. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence that a successful connection will soon be will soon be possible. Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goal were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard the avenues of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Our new hypothesis states that the threshold energies and thus its reality altering effects are drawn to pieces of art that contain significant levels of emotion. This is supported by a clear trend in the data we have gathered over the years. Data, which is the right one. If we can identify and quantify the emotions of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably. Work has already proceeded with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art. For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P, while no piece of his will no piece of his have yielded successful results outside of their assistance in discovering the redacted pages. His proven status as a para-utilitarian makes his work the most suitable research material. Refer to file F2-15-3821 for full reports. Research order. As the lake house continues to make progress towards its goal, various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results. The research into nursery rhymes directed by Dr. and Dr. Marmont, led by Dr. Campbell, as an art form, has shown viability in its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lake threshold. As a result, the nursery rhyme findings will not be carried. I think I read this already. Okay, missing black rock. Attention staff. There's a significant amount of black rock missing from Sub-Roll 5. I expect there is a misunderstanding and someone has taken it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message and we will fix the problem. Black rock is precious material. We only have so much of it now with the oldest house being closed. Okay, pages request. Perry, do not release any of those pages. Tell Diana that and those fools of Project uh, are arbitrous that we misplaced them. An unfortunate filing accident. Tell them we are confident the pages will resurface in 2 or 3 weeks, but we are too busy making progress to look for them right now. Be sure you say that we are making progress, just as I wrote it above. Regards, Jules Marmont. Petty, petty, petty. Sensitivity reminder. Hello, a gentle reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue and making light of them is not appropriate workplace behavior for anyone or of any seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk and should be avoided for everyone's safety. Thank you, Harry Kingston. Hi, Dave. We already read that. Security reminder. We already read that. Save and go back down. Nothing new here, nothing new here.
That name is not very scientific. I mean, who came up with that? Shadow.
Comes to my lab and treats me like some kind of assistant.
Un putain d'assistant? Moi?
I run the lake house. This is my facility. Mine! He cannot just walk in here for 1 week, make some speeches, and then fly back to New York. Espèce de crétin! Prétentieux! The jackass thinks he's a fucking rock star! And he made fun of the name. Oh, the Shadow. The Shadow is good. It's evocative.
the jealous, spoiled little child. And I will make it so everyone can see this. I will make it so no one even remembers his name. Tous ces imbéciles là, hein? They all think I am a pencil pusher. They think I do not have the mind for such work. Eh bien, ils verront. Ils verront! I will take what they think is possible. And I will break it.
He basically called people imbeciles and said that he will show everybody. Again. Here. Travel through the walls? Get me to walls back the way they were. No, go in there. Why are you... Progress update 5. Got the firing mechanism working. It's throwing the test projectiles a good distance. Turned out pretty nicely. The fitting between the grenade launcher and the custom components are a bit loose, not proper lathe here, but at least it works. Now I need some actual black rock for the test. I know there's some on sub-level 5, but the acting inventory supervisor doesn't get access to the block. Next step, source black rock. 2, 1, 2, 1, 9. Reassignment. Hello, Carla. I have decided to reassign you from Project Romnus to Inventory Management. Your title will be changed from Senior Researcher to Acting Inventory Supervisor. Effective immediately, you may find this change sudden, but I have no doubt someone with a nut allergy like yourself will prefer to work alone in the inventory booth than out in the open where any dangerous pies may be waiting to hurt you. Perhaps some artwork will keep you from making any more unfounded HR complaints. Wow, petty. Missing Black Rock attention. There is a significant amount of Black Rock missing from sub-level 5. I expect this. Okay, we read that already. Sensitivity, read that already. Pi Day, read that already.
Okay, this should get me down to sub-level 5. And this should get me past any other problems.
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment. The contrived overlap rebounded on itself, compressing, compounding, reflecting and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance, cause and effect hopelessly entangled. Arranged wrong, the dream logic flawed. The feedback loop doubled and redoubled, out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for a release.
Interesting. Now, go the right way. Save it here. Kill. Went the wrong way. Change these back the way they were. using this thing.
Finally! Something works on these bastards. Why did I think it would work? The Shadow had changed Jules Marmont into a hostile, paranatural entity. That made everything simpler. No arrest, no paperwork. I could put him down like the monster he was.
Mirror, please hold.
This isn't the floor
Please
now.
hold. Please hold.
Elevator.
Please hold.
The Marmonts were holding a painter here. Rudolph Lane. Does that ring a bell? I think you are, or were, Rudolph Lane.
Himself! A self-portrait! Make them see!
Look, I might be able to help you. But I need information, cooperation.
No brush! Just himself!
Rudolph Lane was dying. Both murderer and victim. Red hues ran down his hands. Was it scarlet? Or cadmium? Too vivid to be maroon. Names don't matter, he decided. Color was pure. Inspiring. For the first time in years, he wanted to paint. A self-portrait. To say goodbye. No. To make them remember. To make them see what they did. He slapped his hands against the wall to steady himself. He began from there. No brush, just himself. The strokes were crude, violent. The pain, misery, and hate he'd endured there. The fire in his eyes and hands and bones all spread into the shape of a man. It was quick. Natural. Like a heart attack. He slumped down to the floor, smiling at the anger he left smeared across the wall.
Damn.
Level 4.
Wish the elevator would stop moving. on.
Diana sat in her office. A weak desk light kept the darkness around her at bay. The silence of the archive suited her. She scowled at a series of graphs when the room turned red. Alarms blared. Breach detected. Then the walls of the archives rumbled. A tremor in the bones of the facility. One by one, the red lights went dark as a wave of nothing poured in from all sides. Diana stood, but there was nowhere to run. The sheer depth of the darkness terrified her. She realized they had done this. Her and Jules. Their ambition. Their hatred. Her desk lamp flickered. In the brief moment before it all went dark, she thought of Jules' smile.
Blackrock powder. Need to keep an eye out for more of these.
Annual report threshold study. Progress in the lake house's directive to understand and suppress the Cauldron Lake threshold has improved this year. Research in the area of threshold energy detection and measurements have made great strides. See report WY113 through WY139, allowing us to work with investigations department in the construction of an early warning system near the shore of Cauldron Lake. Exploring the relationship between the shadow and sources of light continues to be difficult without active threshold manifestations. To test against additional means of containment and offensive measures against the shadows have similarly been difficult to develop without an active AWE. So theoretical research continues. There's something playing back there. Continues. When the relationship between the shadow and sources of light continues to be difficult with an active threshold manifestation to test against. Additional means of containment and offensive measures against the shadows have similarly been difficult to develop without an active AWE, though theoretical research continues. We Research into threshold suppression with techniques is ongoing and no clear determination regarding their viability possible at this time. The team has been testing counter-frequency projection in the vicinity of Cauldron Lake per mandate B29AGD, with all findings being sent to Dr. Darling as requested. In summary, 2017 has been a successful year, with further promising breakthroughs predicted for 2018, signed Jules Marmont, Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research, Dr. Diane Marmont, co-head of research. Wait, there's another one. Research mandate. Before Dr. Darling was lost in the lockdown of the old house, he asked the lake house with discover he tasked the lake house with discovery of nature of the nature of the shadow and its ability to convert art into reality. During our diligent research into the phenomena, it has become clear that Darling was not dreaming big enough, which leads us to the new goal of the lake house and its talented staff to create a stable connection between the Cauldron Lake threshold and our own dimension. Threshold traversal has only ever been possible inside the old house and occasionally during altered world events, though this is often an involuntary process. The shadows known attraction to the art provides us the perfect opportunity to create the world's first controlled bridge between dimensions that can be safely traversed in either direction. A laboratory will be built on sublevel 5 where experimentation related to linking with the threshold will be performed. This location will take full advantage of our proximity to Cauldron Lake. In this laboratory, we will simultaneously develop machinery that can connect with the AWE site in the lake and use art as the focal point to create the bridge. Precise methods are yet to be determined, though teams will soon be formed to explore processes involving art as a dimensional anchor, reality manipulation via art, and machine assisted coupling. Signed, Jules.
The lake house was underwater. The Marmont's ambitions had finally been realized. Jules had dangled the painting like a lure and hooked an ocean. Their machines couldn't hold it. A fault in the system. The water rushed in, filled it until it was ready to burst. All their successes and failures had led them here. The work had made them into monsters. But the lake house was still theirs. It always would be. They could feel an outsider trespassing in their labs. I know you're here, they called out to the dark. They hunted floor by floor. They wouldn't let the intruders stop their progress. This was their home, their beloved tomb beneath the waves.
685298. 685298. Official complaint. Hello, Dr. Marmont. I received your formal complaint about Jules' behavior. You claim he is maliciously keeping research materials away from your team, but he says they have simply been misplaced. I understand you are frustrated, but I recommend giving his team a week or so to find the pages and return them to your team. If this issue persists at that point, then let's discuss your desire to escalate the issue. Does that sound agreeable? Sincerely, Harry Kingston, Facility Administrator, Abandoned Project Archive. You can't forbid anything. You are not going to keep me from the most important work of my life. If you're too much of a coward to keep pushing ahead, then I'll finish what we set out to do here alone. We have plenty of ongoing lines of research. I suggest you pick one and leave Wake's writing to me. You always needed me more than I needed you. Diana to Jules. Damn. Harsh. No, Diana, I'm looking at the page right now. Constant imbalance, out of control, a crack in the lake house. If we continue with this research, we will lose our facility. Perhaps more than that. What is the point in succeeding if we are dead? I am ahead of research here, and I forbid you from proceeding. Don't pretend like you are worried about them, Jules. You're just looking out for your own ASS. The fact that the pages are detailing future events means they are the correct method. We have to learn how to harness their power and dictate events to meet our goals, not Wake's. Whatever those may be, the ATDs are producing better and better results. We just need to keep doing the work. Abandoned Project Archives. Diana, considering the details on the new page we have found, I believe we need to abandon the research into Alan Wake's writing. We must not endanger our staff. No, he refused. Protocol does not allow this sort of thing, and he says he will be making a trip to the lake house to check in on us soon, like we are children. This is very bad for our reputation, Diana. Please, if you have any idea like this, if you have an idea like this, come to me first. What did he say? Was it approved? Diana, I just received a letter from Darling about a request you made to bring in live subject. What were you thinking? Do you know how that looks, Jules? Huh.
September 13th, 2023. Notes regarding the concept of the tortured artist. A romanticized image of the sensitive artistic temperament, yes. But there may be truth in the cliche. It's no secret Rudolph Lane has been unhappy here for years. But, the aggregate data shows his art's viability score trending upward over time. If Jules hadn't neglected to hold regular psychological exams, then we could have quantified the subject's emotional state, creating a sort of distress rating to compare against the art score. I'll make this a sub-goal of my study of Edward Booker. Once we set the variables and establish a control reading of his art and mental state, then we can begin inducing negative emotion. Limited food and water, perhaps. An increasingly tight living space. This is how Jules lost his subject, though. Need to be careful not to leave any sharp objects in Booker's cell.
Wow. They're both
Deep breaths.
Project Arbitrage, The Definition of Art, a study by Dr. Diane Marmont, PhD. To truly comprehend the threshold within Cauldron Lake, we must first understand its attraction to art. However, even the definition of art is as varied as the range of crafts that fall under the name. To that end, we must open a track research dedicated to defining and quantifying art, ultimately rendering the concept into a unit of measurement. To begin, let's not try to understand humanity's definition of art, but rather Cauldron Lake's preferences. Past cases of Cauldron Lake's threshold affecting reality have centered on writing. Wake 2010. Cinematography is also suspected through, though not directly confirmed, Zane 1970. What about other mediums? We will need to test the viability of painting, poetry, music, photography, sculpting, dance, and so on, not to mention the myriad of genres or methods within each medium. And what about crafts outside of that? The most common artistic expression. Does any of the of creation or a high level of expertise merit the title of art? Baking, woodworking, etc. What about non-physical mediums? Why is music an art and philosophy is not? Does something become art due to its medium, its quality, or perhaps simply through the intent of expression, or an equation made up of all three? What would be the order of importance? What threshold must each factor reach to for the equation to succeed? Damn, that's deep. Clearly, there is much to determine. We must begin with developing a methodology using a vast range of art and general creative endeavors, both physical and mental, then find a way to test their potential connection to Cauldron Lake's threshold. Cauldron Lake is an enigma. Why many layers with many layers to pull away if we are to understand it and ultimately bring it under control. The work will take years. Damn. Follow-up report regarding Redacted on the morning of Redacted, at the musician held at the lake house for research purposes was discovered missing from her cell. Security footage of the cell from the night before was damaged by electrical interference of an undetermined nature. Redacted, known professionally as Redacted, had produced a song called Six Deep Breaths during her time at the lake house that was considered very promising as research material by Dr. Marmont, and Dr. Marmont Redacted somehow used her song to orchestrate her escape. Efforts to find Redacted were brief, and with any wider search considered an unacceptable risk to the lake house's mandate of confidentiality. Actions to be taken. An investigation is currently ongoing as to whether any staff of the lake house were involved in the disappearance of Redacted. An investigation is currently ongoing to whether the subject used the song to create it as a redacted means of escape. See all material related to and work produced by Redacted will be stored in the archives for future reference. The online checks for the public reappearance of Redacted are to be performed weekly. Known web addresses associated with Redacted in the past, known addresses with para-utilitarian AWE activity Redacted, http thishouseofdreams.blogspot.com / question mark n equals 1 redacted www.sirensociety.io redacted left redacted etc for the up to date full list refer to redacted. Damn, I shall need to take a picture of this as I am going to be checking these websites out. This is what I do. I enjoy these like mysteries. So anything else? So,
I got let go of everything that I've ever known. Deep breaths, slow, gotta take it slow. 'Cause that's the fastest way that I know. Deep
what the hell just happened? Walk this side. Diana was the one that was more into it. Is she gonna be the one that I'm gonna have to face?
Gotta find that elevator.
Dang it.
more shifting geometry. Yeah, great. Oh, nice office.
Just like that, I've arrived.
Not contaminate the lake house. Should it be following these posters? Is that how I get out of here? Not contaminate the lake house. What's all that noise? What was that? Here. Okay.
that's the fastest way that I know. Deep breaths. 6 deep breaths till the pain subsides. 6 deep breaths till I'm fine, fine. 6 deep breaths, swallow all my pride. And just like that, I've arrived. I feel like I'm floating on air. I'm finding roads everywhere. I feel like I'm floating on air. The nightmare can't have my dream. I feel like I'm floating on air. I'm finding roads everywhere. I feel like I'm floating on air. The nightmare can't have my dream. Gaslight. Something isn't right. It might be best to fill the test. Deep breath. 6 deep
He booked the lab. Some big experiment tomorrow. I can't find the details anywhere. That bastard is hiding them. All those years, he steals credit from my ideas and my work, and now he's scared of being plagiarized? Oh, that is really fucking rich, Jules. Oh, and he's reportedly misplaced the manuscript pages I need for my work. Suddenly, the exact pages that I need to reference have just vanished. He is actively impeding critical bureau research. I mean, if he can do that, then what is stopping me from going down to that lab? And I don't know, just inverting the amplifiers or misaligning the receivers or both. It's the same thing in principle.
Okay.
This doesn't look like Lane's style. A different artist?
All that's new. Just three drawings. Something to get you started. I couldn't stop thinking about this new direction for the lake house after I got back to New York. I hope pivoting to researching threshold redacted reality manipulation effect wasn't too much of a shock for you. It seems like your work on containment was stalling, so I decided you all could use a fresh start. Here's something to get you started. Some drawings made by a certain redacted a while back, file 60001 through 60004, found in the attachment envelope. Test for any reaction they may trigger with the shadow. Still don't like how unscientific that name is. You can designate the artist as P6 if in your record. I expect regular updates. Go team, Dr. Darling. Pull the light switch cord. Pull the light switch cord.
A light switch cord. Quick lesson on light switch cords. If you find one, pull it 3 times.
One.
The Ocean View Motel is a dimensional intersection. The doors from the lobby can lead anywhere, but I didn't end up in the lobby this time, which was definitely unusual.
That's simple. Okay.
Panopticon? But the Panopticon is at headquarters. Yeah.
I'm outside in a forest. The sun is shining. Birds are calling. I feel dirt beneath my feet. A breeze. Everything smells like rain. I'm not here. I'm in a forest. Sunlight on my face. Birds are flying past. Leaves rustle in the wind. Forest. Trees everywhere. A field of flowers. Not here. Not here. Forest. The sun is shining. I'm outside in a forest. The sun is shining. Birds are calling. I feel dirt beneath my feet. A breeze. Everything smells like rain. I'm not here. I'm in a forest. Sunlight on my face. Birds are flying past. Leaves rustle in the wind. In a forest. Not here. Sunlight. Trees.
I'm Agent Kieran Estevez, Federal Bureau of Control. Identify yourself.
It's quiet.
Who are you?
It's been a long time since I've seen anyone.
There's a sign over there for the Panopticon. The Panopticon's only in New York, in HQ. Is this the oldest house?
I think that's where I am.
So you are inside the oldest house. Is anyone else alive?
I can't.
This is a waste of time. This is an FBC containment unit. Why is the Bureau detaining you?
I'm where I belong.
Everyone I meet here is either a painting or a paracriminal. Hey, this is important. FBC headquarters went dark 4 years ago. What exactly happened in there?
We were attacked. No, no, not again. Not yet. No, 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 no.
Hey, stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay. Okay.
What attacked the oldest house? I need to know.
Something's changing. Outside. Can you feel it? I can hear it. It's getting worse. You can't stay, can you?
Hold on. The phone will interrupt. I need to know if I can.
Tell Jesse I tried. I really did.
Just
Is that really the oldest house? It felt wrong somehow. At least my voice is back to normal.
5 again.
Oh, Jesus. 1, 2, 3.
Sublevel 5.
6. No.
Of course.
The Marmonts had opened the door into Cauldron Lake's threshold. It was forced, it was unstable. Shutting the experiment down was the only option. Typical fucking Marmonts. Why did you idiots think this was a good idea? Where'd she go? threshold before it fractures.
Agent Estevez stood in the forest just outside of Bright Falls. She watched her team detain Alan Wake and Ilmo Costa, stuffing them into black SUVs. She realized this was the moment Wake had been writing in the vision she had seen. The story was coming true. She pushed the thought out of her head. It had been a good tip, a way to find Wake. Nothing more.
Alan Wake! After the Threshold event collapsed, I was back at Cauldron Lake. But for a moment, I was somewhere else. I saw Alan Wake there. He was writing about me finding him in Bright Falls, in the woods. It was a good tip. I called the surviving members of my team, and I told them to meet me there. You know, these cases, they never get less ambiguous or easier. This one, this was tough. Because protocol says entities like the Taken are monsters, threats. The Marmots were monsters way before the Shadow got to them. So at the end of the day, what's the difference?
This chapter.
I gave Ed Booker a ride back to town, told him never breathe a word about this. I didn't even bother detaining him, bigger fish to fry. And, that's it. So if you were thinking, Jesus, this lady's an asshole. Well, now you know why. You've only seen one case like this. I've seen a career's worth. I was just trying to spare you the headache.
The whole thing is a nightmare. I can't let my family be torn apart.
Having family isn't easy in this line of work. The late nights, travel, alternate realities threatening their existence. My ex-wife couldn't take it.
Karen, you're better off without her. I know I am.
You really don't remember Logan living in Virginia with me and David?
I remember you and David having problems. You needed a break. You and Logan moved to Watery and then Logan, oh, that awful thing happened. After you came back to work, I thought you'd be the perfect partner for this case, if you were willing to return to the area.
Okay. That's enough. The story is changing your memories. What you're remembering is fiction. Logan is alive. I'm not divorced. We never moved here. I remember the truth.
No. Wake or Scratch, whoever that was, said the story could be used to attack us. We all need to question what's real. With that said, how do we know the story isn't giving you false hope?
I can't convince them. I just need to change the story.
is trapped in the dark place.
Wake is trapped in the dark place. He's been reaching out, communicating with me in the overlaps.
Wake is in the dark place, been there the entire time, question mark? Definitely there now. Thing that attacked me had Wake's face.
Okay.
There was never any Wake. It was Scratch the entire time. In case you think Wake is Scratch and always has been certainly possible. Scratch wanted the same thing as Wake the Picker. The goals were the same could mean Scratch and Wake are one and the same or just a coincidence.
Sure.
Oh, there's another one. How to rescue Wake. Of course. Wait, there's more to this? David and I took a break and I moved to Waterloo with Logan.
I know what is real and what isn't. A megalomaniac writer can't make me doubt that. I have more family than I even knew. And I need to protect them all. Investigating the story's lies led me to a family I didn't know I had. Or was finding them part of the story too. Maybe it doesn't matter.
Okay, so I have a place for everyone. But Ritual failed to destroy Nightingale because the Bookers interrupted it. For later. Research proposal.
This is the kind of case my ex hated. The ones that might kill me.
That's funny. The cases that might kill me were my ex's favorite.
In 2010, writer and suspected para-utilitarian Alan Wake was reported to have disappeared in the Cauldron Lake, a known threshold site. 3 years later, a small paper was. I read this last time. I already read these. Not microwave fish. I shouldn't have to say this. Mulligan owes me $20 and refuses to pay it back. I suggest we doctors pay for the amount plus interest and add it directly into my paycheck. Tiffany Thornton. Thompson. No, Thornton doesn't remember. I already paid him back by buying him lunch months ago, so don't listen to him. And definitely do not touch my pay, or I'll swear to God I'll sue Deputy Mulligan. The front desk computer and admin email are not to be used for personal quarrels or other unofficial business. And remember to wash your coffee mugs, admin. Hey y'all, I missed the sync on Deerfest safety prep last time. Any updates? What's the latest on crowd control? Whoever put bayonets into the suggestion box was clearly kidding, right? Right? I understand that there's a need to keep the arrested folks under lock and key, but who the heck is that paranoid madman who decided we needed every other door in our facility to be geared with the latest high-tech security nonsense? This stuff's not safe. One power outage and those locks are budgeting, uh, aren't budgeting. I've warned you about this a half dozen times now. Don't blame me when you're locked in with no way out. So, I feel like there's a whole lot of reading to add right now.
The cult didn't trust Wake. Or is it Scratch?
There's been an interview with subject Alan Wake, suspected para-utilitarian. Location, Bright Falls, Washington. Interviewer, Kyrian Estevez, lead agent. K.E. Mr. Wake, you have been taken into FBC custody and will receive an in-depth interrogation at a later date, but for now I need to ask if there is anything you can tell us regarding the incident at the hotel, anything we may need to know. AW, there is a force here. You don't understand. A presence is after me. It wants to consume me, consume everything. KE, yes, you mentioned this dark presence before. Why does it want you? AW, it feeds on artists, on the art they create. It wants me because of my writing, but it can be any form of art, any artistic expression, music, painting, film, photography. It can feed on any of it, all of it. You have to believe me. KE, we are well aware of this entity, Mr. Wake. We've been tracking the situation here for a long time now. You yourself have been on our radar for over a decade. I'm sure those nuts in the research department are just going to love checking you out. Hey, make a note to redact that before submission. Let's get back on track. You mentioned a light switch earlier. Where is it now? AW, I don't know, but I need it. I can't end this without it. Will you help me get it? KE, Mr. Wake, you are in custody pending charges for breaching of numerous federal violation codes. We are not going to give you a suspected paranatural object. AW, you're not expletive listening to me. AE, we are listening just fine. Now, do you have any accomplices? AW, expletive. You, let me the expletive out of here. It's coming for me. We're all in danger. Interview was terminated due to subject being uncooperative. That it's
The lake is a gateway to the dark place.
deployment orders, urgent situation. At approximately 1900 hours on the 13th September 2023, reading from a remote surveillance unit monitoring Cauldron Lake, a known threshold to what researchers theorize is the origin dimension of A040. The Shadow past accepted limits, attempted to contact FBC Research Facility WA03, codenamed the Lake House, were unsuccessful. On-site events verification is not possible. Response procedures are initiated with immediate effect. Lead Agent KSS will mobilize investigation unit Beta from the remote operations site at redacted. All available Shadow-specific equipment Lot 411B has been approved for use in the field. Objectives to confirm an active event. If an active AWE is occurring, the dispatch team will identify its nature and severity, limit exposure, and attempt to contain or neutralize the source. If no event is active, check monitoring equipment, perform a limited profile sweep of the area, and check status of the lake house and its staff. Additional information: relevant operatives in the area include the Cult of Trees, Redacted, and Alan Wake, currently missing.
What the hell is a para-utilitarian?
Its classification request number 194F, summary of findings, description, para-utility. Based on reports, the item is a light switch from a lab cord with part of the severed cord still attached. Eyewitness accounts suggest that the item possesses the ability to alter reality, the changes being based on redacted when used by a capable utilitarian. Parsing this item's effect from that of the Cauldron Lake threshold responsible for recurring AWEs in the area is difficult because the only reported use of the item have occurred near this threshold. Without more data, we cannot confirm if the item itself intensifies the effect of the threshold or vice versa, or if there is no connection whatsoever. Recorded material from Dr. Hartman after becoming a redacted have revealed that Alan Wake eliminated Barbara Jagger, likely a physical manifestation of a redacted, by inserting the light switch into its chest and flicking the switch. The item is confirmed to have been used in 2010 to turn fictional reality into reality. We file AWE-35, however, it is unclear what the restrictions and limitations of this effect are. Conclusion: the light switch is a possible OOP, but the team cannot conclusively classify the item based on second-hand accounts. Proper examination and testing is required in order to determine classification and precise effect of the item. Later.
The clicker amplifies any changes to reality suggested by a piece of art. Makes them permanent.
The light switch with supernatural powers must be used with art to amplify reality change and effects. No with presence. For later.
brother.
Killed the Joe makes some moan. This is the third time this week I come in for late shift and there's no coffee in the machine. You take the last cup, you brew a new batch. Your personal assistant chat. I hate to break it to you, but you need to have a face capable of growing a beard to make the effective use of beard oil. I knew Marco's beard was too soft to be natural. What brand is he using, Lucy? It's my numerous friendly reminders about not having personal packages delivered
I'm
to
so
the
sorry,
station.
Jaco.
I've gone unheeded from here on out. If you've seen If you've seen fit to send something to the station, I will see fit to announce to the station what you have received. Is it a federal offense to open someone's mail? Yes, it is. Is it personal offense that I need to share my desk space with your late night impulse buys? Yes, it is. You have been warned, Edmund. Yes, Officer Lightfoot, your beard oil is ready for pickup. Front desk computer and email are not to be used for personal quarrels or over unofficial business. And remember to wash your copy mugs. Third annual community outreach barbecue, Hate Yang, the annual event you've all been eagerly awaiting is upon us again. Community outreach barbecue. Now I don't want to hear any grumbling. This is a valuable opportunity to connect with the community. Statistics show that officers who are well integrated with communities they serve see lower instances of violent crimes in their precincts, are more effective in their policing, and have overall better mental wellness. This is for your benefit, so take it seriously. Community voted Bronx Tank victim this year will be, drumroll please, Deputy Thornton. Congratulations. Looks like everyone's getting retribution for that speed trap on 12C at last. Eh? A friendly reminder that anyone out sick on the day needs to provide a written doctor's note or you'll be assigned night shift for 2 weeks. Anyone who replies all to complain about their assignment will be volunteering as the assistant for Officer Lightfoot's magic routine.
An electrical lock system with no failsafe. Smart.
I understand there's a need to keep the arrested folks clear lock and key, but who the heck is a paranoid madman who decided we needed everyone? Oh, I think we already read this. Okay. Let's get out of here. In here. There's something I missed in here.
Wake isn't the first person the Dark Presence disguised itself as.
Report supplement the shadow summary through extensive interviews with witnesses of AWE-35, additional details regarding the Shadow A010 3010 have been discovered, redacted, and redacted both present. During the AWE reported seeing a woman named Barbara Jagger in Bright Falls. At the time, Jagger is a former actress and Bright Falls resident who immigrated with the filmmaker Thomas Zane from Finland and was reported to have drowned in Cauldron Lake during a redacted AWE in 1970. Research staff had concluded that Jagger's appearance is likely a case of the shadow manifesting in human form. Research is ongoing as the nature of the connection between the shadow and the psychological signatures available for it to mimic current hypotheses are A. The shadows can only manifest as artists or individuals tangentially tangentially involved in the creation of art who have operated within a certain physical range of Cauldron Lake. The shadow can manifest as an individual contained definition needed within Cauldron Lake. Research is actively ongoing. See File 38 453 1873 for full report. On the Dark Presence.
I need to know what information I can still trust.
Awake. Still for later.
Scratch told me the clicker can be used to change the story. Does that match your understanding of this thing?
Yeah, the light switch is a paranatural item, maybe even an object of power. We have verified reports that Alan Wake was in possession of it during the AWE here back in 2010. It definitely has power. We know that much.
I can come up with a plan. I always do. The clicker can fix this, but I can't use it without Wake. Tor knows about this stuff. Maybe he can help. Wake told me the clicker would fix this, but Wake was actually Scratch. How can I trust anything he said?
The artist must conclude his work. He rides a storm on your piece. Wake up and smell the danger. We told you already, kiddo. What Tom said about the light switch is true. Don't let the story confuse you. You need him to write the ending you want. The clicker can make that ending come true.
But we don't have Wake. Everything we knew about the clicker was true. He wasn't lying. Wake is still in the dark place. How do I get him out?
We live and breathe rock and roll. From the silence of screams, from the fever of dreams. The clicker can amp up other works of art, not just Tom's writing. Anything created with passion. The dark power of the lake will make it creep into reality. But if the holder of the clicker believes in the art, They could make it all come true in the flick of a switch.
I can use the clicker without Wake. Only Wake's writing can change the horror story. But I can use the clicker to change something else. Like getting Wake out of the dark place. I will use the clicker to change reality, and bring Wake back at Cauldron Lake. I'll need the right work of art, but that won't be a problem. I've got it now. I just need to tell the others what to do and fix everything. For good. So we need Wake to fix the story, right? That hasn't changed. So here's what I have. Wake's still trapped in the dark place, under the lake. I think we can use the clicker to get him out. But first, we need a work of art. Something other than his story. And that'll get him here.
I'm not filling out the paperwork for this one. I wouldn't know where to start. But I'm sold.
Okay. Look, this feels like something that once we get the ball rolling, there's no turning back. You sure you have it all figured out?
This is the beginning of the end game. Travel to Cauldron Lake. You need to save your game first. Exploring and traveling to other areas will be limited. If you choose to continue.
I'm ready to head to Cauldron Lake now. Let's get the plan started.
Okay, here we go. We'll be there for you. What do you need from us?
I'll head to Cauldron Lake with the clicker.
Scratch will try to get you, Anderson. You'll need backup.
I can tell there's no talking you out of coming, Casey. Estevez, is there a way to get that light array to the lake?
Oh, I've got you covered, so good news there. And we'll bring our mobile containment unit. It's specially built for entities like Scratch.
And this work of art, Anderson. What's the plan for that?
I'll make some calls on the way. Just meet me at Cauldron Lake. Tor, I need the old gods of Asgard. I need a very special song.
Hell yeah! The tour bus is already loaded, and we said our goodbyes. Ready to hit the road, just like the old times, baby.
You saw this coming, huh? Of course. I need a song about Alan Wake. About bringing him out of the dark place.
A rider. A lake of darkness, bringing him into the light. It writes itself.
I hope they've still got it.
Awesome. Where are you at?
After getting his hands on the FBC files, Ilmo Koskelen knew what he was up against. He masterminded the cult, his and Yako's army, to fight the fucked up horror lurking under the lake, and a plan to keep those feds in their bunker by the lake in the dark. Outsiders would only screw things up. The Koskalas sabotaged the FPC's monitoring station and rigged it to alert them when something was brewing at the lake. One time months later, when the alarm rang, they drove to the lake again, ready for a fight. But this time, they didn't find any monsters. Something else washed ashore. The light switch. They'd read how Wake had stopped Jagger with it in the stolen files. From that point on, whenever the cult caught someone taken over by the Shadow, they cut out the monster's heart, pushed the switch into the hole, and flicked it.
Pick up. David, please pick up.
David.
David! It's me. Where have you...
Stop. For once, you need to listen. You left me. You took my daughter away from me. Then you let her... She's dead because of you. And I don't ever want to hear your voice again. Stop calling me.
David! Jesus Christ. It's getting worse. It's spreading. I'm running out of time.
We're incoming with the lights. Anderson, where do you want them?
Set them up on the shore. We need to be ready if Scratch shows up.
We'll be ready. Back to bed out.
Must be locked from the other side.
There's another cult stash.
We want some good animal tried to break into our clubhouse. It was scary. Max hit it off a big stick, and he ran away. I think it was a squirrel with 4. Basically, our candy stash was has gone missing. Maybe it was a squirrel. Day 6, Max found 3 candy wrappers in the woods. There was some big groups there. It wasn't the squirrel. Day 7, Max has gone missing. Where else? They were the Wicked Witch rules. One person is the Wicked Witch. 2, everybody else has to run and hide. 3, when the witch says beware me, everyone has to change places. 4, if you go to someone else's hiding place, you can tag them to kill them. 5, don't get tagged and killed. 6, if the Wicked Witch finds you, you're dead. 7, if you find the witch's lair, she is hot. 8, burn the witch. Hair was longer than I remembered. Blowing gently in the cool night breeze, I put my hand to his cheek to confirm that he was indeed real, and he was. He was real, feeling his handsome beard, wild but neatly trimmed beneath his fingers, proved it. Beneath my fingers proved it. You're back, I breathed. Yes, I'm back. I was I wasn't cold any longer. Here it goes. about time for the jump scare thing.
Another one of those rhymes.
A hero courageous and true, stalked by the monster hatching through. Never close call their warning, and keep an eye on the battle forming. When the fight is done and over, the hero and the pros reap the reward. That's what that. So, monster. A hero courageous and true.
Doesn't look right. Doesn't make sense.
Read it again. A hero courageous and true. Maybe the sun. Stalked by the monster hatching through. So the monster got hatched, so that has to be there. The hero and the crows reap the reward. Hero reaps the reward. That crow. I wasn't sure where that was gonna go. Birds watching you like in the movie, but protective, not attacking. Mythical inspiration, guardian spirit, Norse mythology, or ancient Egyptian. Corvus corax from the family Corvidae. Researchers research symbolism and use this. Elements: stalking monster, watchful bird. Stakes can't be too high for both risk management and fruitful outcome. Make sure the rhyming is looser this time. Need to test this approach for possibly more ambiguous interpretational results. The hell? Over the cult caught someone taken over ship. Whenever the cult caught somebody taken by the shadow, they cut out the offensive ritual.
That's it.
Cauldron Lake. Cauldron Lake.
Hi there, little friend.
Oh, she's so into that. Cauldron Lake closed. Majority of the scenic and beloved Cauldron Lake area was fenced off and access is restricted as a government agency takes over. Tuesday, the unthinkable happened over the weekend as local tourist destination and beloved fishing spot Cauldron Lake was cordoned off by government officials citing seismic disturbance in the area. The Federal Bureau of Control has limited access for the foreseeable future. When asked about the effects this closure will have on the region as a tourist destination, the FBC spokesman expressed profound regret on the impact this may or may not have on the local economy. This comes as a shock to locals who have enjoyed campground and fishing access around the lake for generations. When interviewed residents around town to get a feel of the reception, it was clear that the tensions were running high. This is an absolute outrage, said Kathy Waller, lifelong Bright Falls resident and volcanologist. There have been no documented volcanic activity in this region for millennia. The only seismic activity going on down there is when the Catskillas take their 4x4s for a joyride on the hiking path. I was I just bought a season camp pass at Ed Randall, a watery native. I sure hope these feds reimburse me my $350. But I'm not holding my breath. In addition to the convenience and anger locals are feeling, there is concern as to what this means for the future. Joe and Cindy just put all their savings into that convenience store for the campground. What happens to them? What happens to all the businesses around here that rely on out of towners? People are scared and they want answers. Is your email hacker proof? Too many hackers are the stuff of Hollywood movies and TV shows. Dark criminals committing cybercrimes in action movies, but too many people around the world, hackers are a very real threat. But too many people around the world, hackers are a real threat. Cybercrime experts warn that phishing attempts are on the rise and show little signs of stopping. What is phishing, you may ask yourself? Phishing is when someone poses as a fake email address in order to trick the recipient into sharing their personal information which could be used to access bank accounts or other personal databases. Even the most professional looking emails or text messages can be faked. Experts warn, so people are encouraged to always act with caution when sharing information on the net. All it takes is one mistake and your information could be out there forever. My Falls Bookstore Raffle Bonanza. Anyone looking for a gift for the reader in their life would do well to visit Bright Falls Bookstore this weekend in an effort to clear out stock room. Bright Falls Bookstore is raffling off hundreds of old books and collections, including many signed books and items considered collector's editions. All proceeds will go towards renovating the bookstore and charitable donations to student literacy programs. Tickets for the raffle will be on sale from 9 a.m. on Saturday until 6 p.m. the following day, the drawing taking place Monday morning. Effective immediately, the Federal Bureau of Control has designated this area to be vacated as a matter of public health and safety. Failure to comply with this order is a federal crime and will result in swift and forceful action per Code 0157-DE. Your compliance is appreciated.
That must be Torn Odin. Maybe I should check in.
Kiddo! We're almost at the gig! And Odin's run over 4 minions of darkness! The boss is our hammer! I'm driving with one hand!
I need you to meet me at the shore. Is the song ready?
Odin's got a killer chorus! Come save your soul, awake new and whole. By name I will summon him. Bro, tree! Tree! What tree? There's no tree in the song! Who the fuck put the tree in the middle of the road? We're not on a road!
Drive carefully, Grandpa.
Pedal to the metal, bro! Metal to the pedal! Yeah!
Very rock and roll way to drive.
Let's have a burning it. Let's go here.
The lights in the containment cell are good to go, Anderson.
Great. The Torn Odin there yet?
The 2 golden oldies? Well, they're here. And they bought moonshine. I love them already.
They're a lot.
You wanted to know what art we would use? Well, that's them. I'll be there soon.
1, 2. 1, 2. How you feeling tonight, Cauldron Lake? Been a while since we played on this shore. Testing. Testing. Gonna need more reverb. I'm getting no bounce out here. Hey, where are my chimes? I threw them out. Chimes are not rock and roll. Yeah, they are.
I'm here! I'm here! Let's get ready! Anderson, we've set up a control center up here overlooking the area.
Anderson, I can drop more gear down for you if you're running low.
A charm for my bracelet. I'll use the lights to hit the Taken when they come. Light them up for you. Bad news is we were in a hurry. The power supply is spotty. Your partner here will try to keep it running.
I'm not a damn mechanic. I wish your tech guy was here, Karen.
Just like old times, right, bro? Fighting the forces of darkness with heavy metal! Kiddo, we're ready to rock and roll. Just say when!
Grandpa, you signal me when the song is done, and I'll use the clicker to bring Wake back. Hit it!
Hello, Cauldron Lake. Great to see so many federal agents here tonight. Prepare to experience a soul-searing, mind-frying act of black magic and sorcery. This song goes out to our favorite tortured writer. Let these sweet tunes guide you out of the darkness. It's called Dark Ocean Summoning. You're making me look bad in front of Saga, bro. Let's try that again.
Natural crimes happening right now. It's fucking awesome. I want a t-shirt.
Show's drawing a crowd.
Taking incoming, Anderson. Blast him with the light.
here waiting.
Anderson, trouble on the way. I'll light 'em up. The power of rock and roll.
Got a delivery for you, Anderson.
They're coming.
such a weird thing to do, but I have to try.
A whole lot of paranatural crimes happening right now. It's fucking awesome. I want a t-shirt.
Show's drawing a crowd.
Taking incoming, Anderson. I'll get him into the light. I got it for you, Anderson. Anderson on the left. Anderson, trouble on the way. They're coming.
Anderson, I dropped gear for you.
I'll blast him with the light. Henderson on the right. The power of rock and roll.
didn't it work?
I did everything right. Art to bring him back? Clicker to make it real? So where the fuck is he?
Okay, I am done for the night. Thank you for watching. I will be back playing Alan Wake as soon as my quest for Fortnite are done. So thanks for watching and have a good one.